What's going on, guys? I wanted to talk about the epidemic that our generation is facing with the buy now, pay later, the Afterpay, the Klarna, the pay for a Chipotle burrito 6 months later down the line, or the pay for Uber Eats 2 months down the line. It's nuts. And this is an issue that's affecting our generation. I don't think the older generation realizes it. They don't even understand it. Understandable because they don't use it. But this is a sad, sickening truth. And we talk about monthly payments. These are your monthly payments right here. And then you wonder why people can't get ahead in life. It's because of minimum monthly payments that have left us in a serfdom economic situation because of minimum monthly payments that stack. And that's what this stuff does. This Klarna, this Afterpay, my personal opinion, this stuff's no good. But this is why. It's because it stacks and stacks and stacks. So before you even get your paycheck at the beginning of the month or the end of the month, you have all these negative expenses that you have to pay before you even get it. So by the time you actually get your paycheck, shoo, it's already cut in half. And then guess what? For your expendable income, what do you use then? You use Klarna, Afterpay again, so the cycle continues. So you never have money in your accounts. You're always running a month behind. That's what's scary about this stuff. Let's get into this video, guys, and let's break it down.
This burrito bowl dinner on DoorDash comes to $41, but thanks to Klarna, you can make 4 payments of $10.40.
That doesn't entice me, guys. I mean, explain that to me. That doesn't entice me. Why would I want to pay for a Chipotle burrito that I don't even remember eating 6 months later? Like 6 months later, I'm still paying for a Chipotle burrito. I don't remember whether it was chicken, steak, chorizo. I don't remember anything. I don't even remember what I got. But I know I'm paying $10 a month or $10 every 2 weeks. This is the shit I'm talking about, guys. It's like you have these minimum payments for shit that you don't even remember buying, let alone remember eating, and you're still paying for it. This does not sound good. This is not a good thing. But let's get into it.
Over the course of 6 weeks instead. The buy now, pay later industry, or BNPL, has exploded as an alternative to credit cards.
We really believe the credit card industry is going the way of the VHS tape.
But will BNPL actually dethrone credit cards?
Is it though? I mean, I don't see that happening. Maybe I'm the old dinosaur in the room, but I don't see that happening. I love my credit cards. I love my points. I don't want to pay for a Chipotle burrito 2 months later. I just want to swipe my credit card and at the end of the month make one payment and be done with it.
Or will they ultimately just be treated like credit cards? This is the economics of buy now, pay later. 3 companies make up the bulk of the BNPL market in the US, though 2 initially found success internationally. Afterpay co-founder Nick Molnar launched the company in Australia in 2014 to entice more people to make purchases at his jewelry store.
We built
The buy now, pay
So this guy, just so everyone is aware, this guy made this business, this whole brand new idea about buy now, pay later. That way people can go buy jewelry that they can't afford in monthly payments. It's a fucking cycle, guys. Do you not see it? Like, if you can't afford the jewelry, you shouldn't be buying it. You shouldn't have to do split payments and all this other bullshit for an accessory. This isn't food. We're not buying our kids diapers. We're buying bullshit accessories. And you wonder why people are in debt.
the company in Australia in 2014 to entice more people to make purchases at his jewelry store.
We built it, we tested it, and it became a very significant portion of our sales really quickly.
All of the top providers offer the typical pay in 4 zero interest installment loan that has become synonymous with BNPL. Take that burrito bowl. Once the customer chooses the BNPL option at checkout, the provider approves the loan based on its underwriting model.
We pay the retailer the next day, and then we take all of the non-payment risk.
Then, the customer is put on a 4-part repayment plan with no interest. If a payment is late, some providers charge a fee. Providers also charge the merchants to make the loans available to their customers.
Sometimes that's as much as 5% of the transaction value.
The lion's share of our income, 90+% of our income, is made from the merchant, not the consumer.
Some lenders, like Affirm, have also begun to offer.
You hear that, guys? The merchant pays for this. So what does that mean? That means that the merchant has to raise the prices overall for everybody. 5% is high. That's higher than a credit card fee that a merchant pays. So we started off with cash, which didn't have any fees at all. And then we went to credit cards, which had I think it's like a 3%, depending on your merchant, between like a 2 and a 3% fee that your Walmart pays to be able to use a Visa, right? Now we have this, is 5%. So you're getting screwed over because people choose to use this type of payment plan. And because they use this type of payment plan, they have to raise the price on everybody in order to subsidize these costs.
For longer-term loans that carry interest.
About 20% of our business today is 0%, and about 80% has interest on them.
Afterpay also has a pay monthly option for larger ticket transactions. Customers pay once a month for a longer period of time instead of every few weeks. There's a simple interest attached to these loans.
You probably don't need it. I'm just to be honest with you, you probably don't need it. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll plead the fifth on this one. I've never paid a credit card interest payment in my life. You don't need to pay a credit card interest payment. You don't need it. Let me repeat that. You don't need it. Whatever the fuck it is, you don't need it. There you go.
We're not doing it on every checkout flow. We're really doing it on a select few that we believe there's really strong demand for that particular checkout.
This guy's just saying, how much money can we steal from you guys? That's all he's saying. How can we rip you off the best way we can to rip you off, to screw you, to make you pay monthly payments? This guy wants serfdom. I'm telling you right now, this guy right here wants serfdom. This guy wants you to be poor. He wants you in those monthly payments for the rest of you. This guy wants you to get a paycheck at the beginning of the month. I'm telling you. Get a paycheck right here at the beginning of the month. And then bam, 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 bam. All of your monthly payments for all of your Klarna bullshit. And then by the end, after you pay all of your monthly payments, right? So, August 2nd now, right? You don't have any money left over because you just paid all your monthly payments. But you know what you do have, though? You have the option for 0% interest with Klarna, baby. And then the cycle continues. And it's a fucking loop and a loop and a loop and a loop. It never fucking ends. These guys are scumbags.
It's occurring where pay in full might not have the same amount of acceptance.
Yeah, flexibility. I love when they say flexibility. Flexibility to be poor.
Or the next big offering from lenders.
That could more or less double the potential market.
Let's say you're walking into the store and you ask us to spend $500 on a jacket, then we approve the loan. And then it's just sitting out there waiting for you to actually transact. And then at the checkout at the store, you chip your card, and then we pull that transaction that's waiting out there and attach it to the transaction and put a loan into your account.
As the scope of Buy Now, Pay Later expanded, the industry's growth has exploded in the US. Buy Now, Pay Later transaction volume has multiplied 20 times since 2019.
I mean, that's nuts, guys. To go from a 20x in 6 years, 20x, to be $120-ish billion annual growth this year. And in 2019, it was less than, $5 billion? It's nuts.
You have the clear macro trend.
And that's scary, guys. Look, I mean, these are scary things because this is middle-class America right here. These people are still using their credit cards, but now using another form of credit, and it keeps going up, 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 up. At what point does the debt become too much for the everyday American? At what point does the monthly minimum payments become too much? At some point, this has to plateau, or at some point it has to come down. But as of right now, this keeps shooting up. And that's scary.
Since 2019,
you have the clear macro trend around consumers choosing alternative ways to pay.
and that's led to growing competition for both customers and merchants. In March, Klarna announced an exclusive deal with Walmart to provide loans to customers through the retailer's fintech arm, OnePay.
It's extremely important for the BNPL providers, particularly the specialist BNPL providers, to have those direct relationships with the merchants.
There's a lot of ground out there and a lot of transactions that there's currently nobody being offered. And so I think there's a lot more white space than there is fighting over existing merchants.
The types of merchants that have adopted BNPL have expanded, and that's changed what people buy with their loans.
BNPL definitely started with e-commerce retail, generally in that ticket size of $100 to $200. As it broadened out, you saw even smaller ticket sizes and sometimes even consumable purchases.
A LendingTree survey found that a
thing,
quarter of
like,
BNPL customers have used them.
The whole notion of being able to pay for something in full over a 2-month period, I'm not against it. You know, if you want to buy, let's say you want to buy a laptop and you wanted, 0% interest or something, I'm in favor of that. Or you wanted to buy, something useful that was, but to buy a pizza, to buy a pair of shoes and to pay it in full, like, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm from the old generation, I guess. If you can't afford a pair of shoes with the money you have in your checking account, you can't afford it. Wow. Shocking off. Am I the only one that still thinks that in 2025? Let me know below.
To buy groceries, up from 14% in 2024.
We don't think it's our job to judge what a consumer's choice is on the financial product that they want to use.
Really? Because you're the one that's offering this shit. You're the one that's partnering with Walmart. You're the one that wants this to happen. You're the one that wants us to be monthly serfdom slaves. So fuck you. That's a bullshit comment, and he knows exactly what he's doing. All of these bankers, they know exactly what they're doing. Screwing the middle class. That's what this is about.
Anytime the consumer is putting down their credit card and using a firm, we think it's a good thing.
And I think the BNPL providers got to think about that.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing to pay for a pizza in 4 payments. That's a good thing for society. To be paying for bullshit months later that we don't even remember what we got for. And then we don't have any money. And then we run the cycle of just endless monthly reoccurring payments. Fuck off. That's all I gotta say to that guy.
As to whether is that an indicator that that specific consumer is experiencing more stress or not.
In January, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau released a study that said that more than 2/3 of BNPL loans went to borrowers with lower credit scores.
So what's the difference between this guy and this suit over here talking about how great this is versus the payday lender on the corner? There's no difference. One just wears a suit and acts like he's better. That's the only difference. These guys are scumbags just like the payday loan people are. They're all scumbags destroying the middle class and the lower class.
Buy now, pay later can make products look a lot more affordable than they actually are.
BNPL providers argue that most of their customers are creditworthy.
Afterpay actually over-indexes in the
How do you know that, though? You're not checking credit. How do you know that? What's that based off of? You don't know shit. You're not pulling up credits.
middle and upper income bracket. You're seeing like really, really strong consumers using the product.
But experts say fast growth isn't just risky for consumers.
Whenever you look at consumer credit, that next customer is always going to be a little more risky than the customers you've got on your books.
And for some providers, consumer losses are growing. In May, Klarna reported a 17% increase in consumer credit losses from the year before. Klarna said in a statement that the rise in losses was because it had issued significantly more loans in Q1 of 25.
Oh, but I thought you said you don't care what people buy. You said just let them buy whatever they want. Well, guess what? You're letting these people buy whatever the fuck they want, and now they're not paying.
So it's natural for the dollar value of credit losses to rise. The company added that in Q2, it reported a record share of transactions repaid on time or early. But broadly, LendingTree found that 41% of BNPL users paid late in the past year.
So, this is really the crux of the issue right here. 41%. So I bet you every single person that uses Klarna says, I'm going to pay this in 4, and I'm going to pay this on time. Here's the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. 41% aren't doing that. 41% of people are not paying in 4 payments, 0% interest, and basically winning in the system, right? 41% aren't. 41% are making late payments. This is not good for society, okay? This is not good. This is another credit card. This is credit cards on crack, if you ask me. Credit cards on crack. That's what I'm calling this.
Up from 34% a year before. Affirm has reported a decrease in customer defaults.
We're delivering really good credit outcomes with our approach, which is to underwrite every transaction and to make an honest assessment.
Turn your best idea
At the point of sale.
And Afterpay says it has seen strong repayment numbers.
How do you make an assessment? I mean, seriously, how do you make an assessment on if somebody's going to use Afterpay to pay for Walmart groceries, if they're going to pay that off? How do you make an assessment on that, buddy?
Numbers, especially compared to credit cards.
We disable someone's account the moment they're late on one installment payment. Our order values are smaller. We're not issuing someone with a few $1,000 line of credit over an extended period of time.
But regulators and other experts have drawn similarities between BNPL and credit cards. In 2024, the CFPB issued an interpretive rule that would subject BNPL providers to credit card regulations. But President Trump and DOJ have since crippled the Consumer Protection Agency, which announced it would not prioritize enforcing that rule.
And that's really a concern to those of us who would like to see these technologies used effectively to give consumers more choices in digital finance.
There's been shifts within the industry, too. FICO announced in June that it would add buy now, pay later loans to credit reports. That's after Affirm became the first major provider to share consumer data with credit bureaus.
Yeah, they did that because they showed the losses and they had to actually get their money back. That's why they're reporting this stuff now. That's pretty much the end of the article right there. I mean, there's nothing really else to talk about in there. But that's why they're reporting this now, is because of the losses. It's a credit card on crack. That's all it is. Everyone that wants to make it seem like it's something better than what it is. It's a credit card on crack for instant dopamine to be able to buy your stupid Temu jacket and to be able to pay for it in 4. And does this do anything good for society overall? And I'd say no. None of this is good. You know, splitting up payments and making it seem like everything's cheaper, it's just subscriptions. That's all this is in my mind. All this is just subscriptions. And now it's finally hitting people's credit scores, and now people are taking a hit. I understand the benefit, but it's not good. It's not good to be able to buy a Domino's pizza and pay for it in 4, and pay for it 2 months later. Let me know in the comments below, but I don't think that's good for society. And I don't think it's good to have these small little loans of $142 that are just reoccurring. Is any of this stuff good? You know, I don't like to have this crippling debt over my head and think about all these minimum payments. Oh, I just went to Walmart. I got a monthly payment for there. I just went out to dinner. I got to pay in 4 for this. I got to pay in 4 for this. I've seen some of these. And it's nuts. Everything is on Afterpay. Everything is on Afterpay. And it's, oh, I got to make a $2 payment here. I got to make a $20 payment here. A $40 payment here. And it's like, you don't have any money. And then you look at your checking account and your money is just being siphoned off. You know, it's the same thing as people that get car payments and do bi-weekly payments. You know, if you have to do a bi-weekly payment, you can't afford that car. Now, if you want to do that because you want to pay off the car earlier, sure, go ahead. But any bank that's requiring you to do a pay bi-weekly, it's because your credit sucks. And because they probably don't trust you. And that's what this whole thing is. This whole thing is just, it's to screw the middle class. And this whole notion of just pay for it in 4, you can afford it, it's just lies, and it's lies, and it's lies, and it's sickening. It's sickening to see this. It's sickening to see that the average American is getting screwed by this. So, let me know what you guys think below, but that's what I got. That's my opinion about that, and I don't think that this is good. I think they should ban all this shit. This pay in 4 for a pizza, that's sickening. But let me know what you guys think below.